But at school, I ended up having to play the saxophone. And
Really?
yes, it was a very, very short-lived endeavor. And when I
Okay.
was playing the saxophone, my best friend, Nick Getler, he also changed schools with me.
All right.
And we both were like, we wanted to be in a band because like we were, listening to Blink 182 or whatever the hell was popular in like
Yeah.
1994 or whenever it was, or maybe, I don't know, later. But he was playing the snare drum because he wanted to be like Travis Barker.
Right.
And it was
Oh.
like, and then it was like, at school, it was like, he was like, yeah, that's cool, And then I was like, I remember we had one day where it was like we came home from school and we were like, how the hell are we gonna jam? Like a snare drum and a saxophone. What is that? What are you gonna like? What music can we possibly make? Like the strangest like avant-garde shit
Oh.
possible.
Oh
So
man.
he quit band pretty quickly because he was like
Yeah.
it's just like rudimentaries and then
Yeah.
it didn't grab him,
Yeah. Mm.
and he quit, and then I was quickly after behind him as soon as I discovered that you had to like clean the spit out of your saxophone.
Oh my
First
God.
time my teacher showed me, he was like, I was like, I don't know what's going wrong. It sounds weird. It's not making any noise. And he was like,
Uh,
when's the last time you cleaned this spit thing? And I was like, there's a spit thing, and he was like, yeah, right here. And he fucking you look like Ghostbusters too.
Oh
The
yeah.
slime just comes out. I was just like, I'm good.
All right.
You can have the saxophone. I'm leaving.
What's up, everyone? This is Will Dorsey Jr. of Talk Music Podcast. My guest for episode 16 is a guy named Mike Leon. He's a bass player for Soulfly and CKY. Dude got some incredible stories. And we meet up on a lot of things and a lot of things we have in common, and which is pretty cool. Anyway, learn about him, watch the show, and learn about Mike Leon. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man?
What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
thanks for being on the show, man. I wanted to introduce you to everyone that watches our show, and say this like this is Mike Leon. He's a great bass player that was playing in Soulfly,
Hmm.
and now he's the new bass player. I just found out in what was it, July?
Yeah,
So July he's in CKY now.
yeah, that's
So
right.
everybody welcome Mike Leon.
Hello.
Yeah,
See? See?
yeah, I love
That production value,
that. Dude, that's sick, man. I need to get stuff like that,
I
man.
got you, bro. I got you. I got you. We'll get it dialed in.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, by the way. It's a
Uh
pleasure to be here.
dude, you're man, thank you for being even just doing this, man.
Oh, man, that's cool.
I was surprised that that you really wanted to do it, man. That's I love that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Is it too early for a story time? Can I do a quick story
No, let's do it. Go ahead.
for the listeners?
Yes, do it.
So, the last time I saw you was
Yeah.
actually my first show with CKY at Warp Tour. Remember? I passed you in the parking
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were like, yo, I'm doing this podcast thing. Would you like to be a part of it? And I was like, yeah, dude, like I would love to be a part of it. Let's do it. And now here we are. And look at us. Look at us,
Yeah.
So
I
short
love that,
story. It's a good
man.
one.
Dude, I love that my man thing, man.
Hmm. My man.
Yeah. So what made you get over to bass? I mean, was that quickly after that or
Yeah, it was all kind of around the same time because at that time in my life, I just was so obsessed with music and like learning new bands and I just had all this energy, and I wanted to channel it into something. Um, and my parents were really cool because it was like anytime I showed an interest in something like the violin,
Mhm.
they were like, here's a violin. And I was like, okay, well, here, try the saxophone thing. And I was like, I'm good. I like the violin. I like strings. So
Yeah.
one Christmas, my parents got me an electric acoustic Ovation guitar
Hmm.
because I was, getting into rock and stuff like that. And they were like,
Yeah.
maybe he'll like this. You like strings, you know, I I'm a left-handed person, but I play right-handed instruments because it goes back to the violin,
Okay.
like we were saying, because I'm like ambidextrous.
Dude.
I used to have two different crayon colors in my hand, and I
Right.
would be coloring two different colors at once on the coloring books in kindergarten and stuff. And then my dad, he always tells this story. I used to have two pencils,
Yeah.
and I would start on my paper and I'd be writing with my right hand or my left hand, and then I'd get to this part of the paper, and I was so lazy that I would just
Oh.
start writing with my right hand. And then my teacher on a parent teacher conference showed up, and she was like, "Look at your son's handwriting." And he was like, "What am I looking at?" And he was like, "Half of it goes that way and half of it goes that way." And they were like, "Well, what's happening here?" Because that's kind of weird. And they were like, "Your son is writing half of the paper with one hand and half of the paper with the other hand." And then so that's when we discovered that I'm ambidextrous. So
Dude.
when it came time for the violin,
Yeah.
they were like, we had to rent one from the school, and they only had like one or two left-handed ones, and it was like more expensive than the right-handed ones. I mean, I think it's
Mm.
like that still with guitars. For some reason, the
Yeah.
left-handed are more expensive. So they were like, "You're ambidextrous. Take the right-handed one." And I was like, "Sure." So that's how I started fretting with my left hand and bowing with my right. So
Gotcha.
then that translated into guitar.
Right.
So yeah, I started playing the electric acoustic, and I was trying to play like I was obsessed with the Chili Peppers, dude. Red Hot Chili
Right.
Peppers was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Flea was like an alien to me, and it still is.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
he was like my first love of like a musician that I
Yeah.
really gravitated towards, and I was like, I want to do exactly what he does. But I was playing like
Mm.
I was struggling playing with a pick. I didn't realize you're supposed to play a guitar with a pick. So
Yeah.
I'm playing like Red Hot Chili Peppers licks and like Rage Against the Machine licks with my fingers on a guitar. And that
Dude.
was my dad was like, "Well, if you're gonna play with your fingers and you want to like Flea plays a bass, let's get you a bass." So we traded in the guitar,
Right.
got myself a bass, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. And I've been a bassist ever since.
So do you not play guitar at all anymore, or
Not really. Of all
no?
these instruments, these lovely instruments behind me,
Oh,
they're all basses.
that's
My
sick.
my buddy Dino lent me one of his guitars
Yeah.
just to kind of mess around with it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, cool." And he has like these weird like Ormsby guitars that have like the headless guitar, and it was like a 7 string,
Right.
and I'm not proficient at all. I'm still pretty terrible with a pick, even playing with bass.
Hmm.
And yeah, I had it for like a couple months maybe, and I played it like 3 or 4 times. And he's like, "Are you using that thing?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Can you bring it back?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Because I don't get it. Like the strings are so tiny for me.
Oh, right. Oh man. So it's more comfortable playing bass for you compared to
Yeah,
guitar.
I got these big fat fingers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I just
Right.
yeah, I'm built for bass. That's what I say. I'm built for bass. You know, I like them big fat strings. I like the way it sounds.
Oh,
Big heavy instrument.
right. So your journey with getting into bass, did you get lessons at that time, or did you start picking up things
I
like
don't think I've
your
had
training?
in the 25 years I've been playing bass, I've had a few lessons, like
Yeah.
less than 10. And
Man.
especially when I was first starting off, it was all just by ear, because back then, you couldn't go online. There was no YouTube. There was
Yeah.
no, like, barely any tablature. If I found tablature, it was like a tab book.
Yeah.
I'd have to go buy, like, Master of Puppets tablature on bass, like, and that's what I did, or like Chili Peppers or stuff like that.
Mm,
Or I would learn it by ear. I used
right.
to sit in my room, dude, and I had a really great buddy of mine named Geno Morelli, and he
Okay.
was one of my best buddies. And he was like, he couldn't play an instrument to save his life, but he loved like listening to music. So we would sit just like this in like in my parents' office in the house, and I would be there with my bass, and he would be there on like the CD player, right? And back when you or like a tape player, and you have to rewind it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'd be listening to it, listening, and I'd be sitting there playing, trying to figure it out, and he would be like, "No, no, 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 that's not it. Try it again." And he would rewind it, rewind it, rewind
Right.
it. And he's like, no. He's like, that part's right, but that the end is you're doing the end wrong. But he never played an instrument in his life. He just also had a really good ear.
Dude.
We would sit in there, dude, for hours, and he would just like kind of be like almost like my DJ when he would just sit back and rewind to the parts and like coach me almost. You know, like I was putting the pen to paper, but he was there like inspiring me and kind of just, it was a really cool relationship, that part. Like that was really one of my favorite parts of like learning music. Very strange, but like it was cool. It was super cool. I love Gene, man. He's still like, you know, I tell that story pretty frequently. And if it wasn't for him and those hours that we spent, dude, doing that, like it's how I learned all my rage licks and tons of Chili Peppers. Dude. There's this band called Rufio that has like crazy bass lines that like, he wanted me to learn. You know, he would bring me these songs and be like, you need to try to learn this one or try to play this one. Like all this crazy, like, you know, like kind of pop punky busy bass, anything that had busy bass, he would bring it to me and we would sit there and he would like coach me with no musical knowledge, just a killer ear. And he would just coach me on like, you know, that's not right. You know, like try this, try moving that note, like one up.
Oh man.
Shout out to Gene, dude.
Dude, seriously. Man, that's sick. That's sick. Man, during that time and talking about you playing Red Hot Chili Peppers and whatnot, which album were you going through when you were first learning?
It's the one. You know the one.
What, Mother's Milk?
Well, that was a good one, but it was, for me, Blood Sugar Sex Magik, dude.
Yeah, I knew it.
That's the one. That's the one, bro.
Hey, did you know that we have a website, Talk Music Podcast with Will Dorsey Jr.? We got all kinds of stuff on there, man. Check it out. Got some cool swag on there, like a sweatshirt or a hoodie or a coffee mug. Man, if you can just go on there and just check it out and see what you think, man, it would help me out, you know. But yeah, check out the gear. Hope you like it and support Talk Music Podcast with Will Dorsey Jr. Thanks. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Will Dorsey Jr. of Talk Music Podcast. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. That little red button on there, just hit it. That will help me out tremendously. If you can also, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that will also help me. And if you wanted to download our podcast on Apple or Google or Amazon or even Spotify, you can check us out on there. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, 𝐬𝐥 Studio, the new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their 𝐬𝐥 sessions on social media. Visit ERS on 𝐬𝐥studio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Visit us on www.talkmusicpodcast.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download our podcast on Apple, Google, Amazon, and Spotify.